Hey everybody, this is John Rice, aka the LEXpert, doing a neighborhood video tour for you today. I'm in a neighborhood called Cumberland Hill. It's in South Lexington, out Tates Creek Road, past Man o' War. And one of the best things about this neighborhood is that it backs to this park. Let me show you. I'm in Ribbon Park, which is part of Veterans Park. Veterans Park is 220-ish acres. Got about anything you want. We've just had about 10 inches of rain, so there's normally not this much water nor debris out here. But I'm on this neat iron bridge. There's some wooded areas, some walking trails through here, and then this big paved one. And once I get around that bend up there, you'll see the Ribbon Park side of this area and the back of some of the houses in Cumberland Hill. Alright, I'm looking at the back of some of the houses in Cumberland Hill, standing in Ribbon Park. And big open fields. This to me is probably one of the most underused parks in Lexington. I got a shed, what do you call those things? Like where you're going to have picnics and the family reunions. Pavilion maybe, and a park over there for little kids. It's a real windy day, so I'm going to go ahead and get out some of the numbers here. There's 334 houses in Cumberland Hills. There's 543 according to the HOA's website, but that's because they merged the HOA a few years ago with a neighborhood called Fairhaven. The HOA dues out here are $49 a year. And joining the pool/clubhouse is optional, and that's going to run you about $250 to $495 a year. It depends on, you know, if you're a single membership, couples, a family, and how many passes you get for guests. All right, here we go, starting the tour. These are pretty typical for the houses out here. A lot of big 2-stories. Some ranches. The neighborhood started in 1984, and probably by 88, 89, most of this was all built up. I remember I was in high school at the time, and there was a competition among all the high school drafting classes to design a house on one of these lots. I entered a floor plan, didn't win, but I've always liked this neighborhood ever since. It is super duper windy today, so I'm going to try to keep this a little closer so the audio stays good. But most of the houses out here, there's ranches around 2,000 square feet. Most of these 2-story ones are in the 2,200, 2,500-ish square feet. Some of them have basements. Most of the 2-story ones are going to run you about $220 to $250. Ones over $250, they're going to have the basements, probably finished basements. Some nice ranches have sold out here recently for around $190, $200. The school district out here is Veterans Park for the elementary, which is one of the top-rated elementaries in town, and it's also real close to this neighborhood, maybe just, 3-4 stop signs away, depending on where you lived out here. The middle school is Tates Creek Middle, which is okay. Tates Creek High School is okay too, but the strong point is the middle school. And I think, if you've noticed, these lots seem to be a little bigger out here. The trees are mature. I think this is a neighborhood, like say if I got an email or a phone call from somebody and said they wanted to be in South Lexington, but they want a little bigger yard than normal, this is definitely the neighborhood that I would want to show them first. One of the things I really like about this neighborhood is it's not really pretentious at all. It just kind of, it doesn't have any bling. It's just got a great location, nice houses, nice lots. It was designed and laid out well, and it doesn't have to impress anybody with bling or anything like that. It can stand on its own. All right, I'm at the pool. While you're looking at this, I think in that last video clip I said that the middle school was the strong point of the school district out here, and sorry about that. I was driving, talking, and filming, and obviously, you know, I meant to say Veterans Park Elementary is the strongest asset of the school district out here. The pool is on the corner of Tates Creek and Rock Bridge. There's a tennis court beyond that, and where that blue mushroom looking thing is, that is a kiddie pool. They do have like swim teams, swim lessons, something like that here frequently. And you know, sometimes this road, Rock Bridge, is the main drag. It gets a lot of people parked on it. So if that's something that would bother you, you may want to look further down Rock Bridge, or not even on Rock Bridge at all. There's one more neat thing that I think this neighborhood has, and that is, if you take a look at it on a map, you'll notice Cumberland Hills comes in off of Tates Creek Road, built in the mid-80s, like I mentioned earlier. There was a neighborhood called South Point, which was built in the 70s on Nicholasville Road. And then in the early 90s, there was a neighborhood off Man of War called Waterford. And then, I guess about 10, 15 years ago, they built a neighborhood that connected all three of those other neighborhoods called Pinnacle. So now if you, say, lived in Cumberland Hills here, you can cut through Pinnacle and you can get to Brandon Crossing, which is kind of like a pretty big, new and shiny retail, dining, movie theater type of shopping center. I don't know about you, but I kind of like having all that stuff pretty close. I don't, you know, want to get out and have to be in 4 lanes of traffic and dealing with a lot of stop and go lights. So basically, you can leave Cumberland Hill, go through Pinnacle, not even hit one stoplight, just, you know, stop signs probably at every corner though, and you can be over there at Brandon Crossing. So I think that's kind of neat. It's also about halfway between Hamburg, over by the interstate, and Man of War, and you know, you're also fairly close to all the retail that Nicholasville Road has.